What's up, YouTube? It's Ray, and this is my friend American Muscle HD. Check out his page. He's got a big following out there. He has some pretty crazy stuff on his page. We're going to be taking this GTR. He got it for a couple days, and we're going to be taking a test drive with it and a reaction video of me riding in the passenger seat. So it's going to be real fun. I like the color though, you know, obviously. Gonna like the blue because the BRZ. So, looks dope though. I honestly like that they just have a simple look, you know. They're not overdone, nothing crazy. They look pretty like low key for a sports like supercar or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I like it personally. It looks good. So basically, I wanted to kind of find out how you got the opportunity to get this car.
I've been doing social media and content creation for a long time. Ironically, my Instagram channel is called American Muscle HD, even though we're in a Japanese car. But I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of the press and PR communications people from a lot of different OEMs. So in this case, Nissan, folks from BMW, Mercedes, GM, Dodge, all those people. So they offer me the ability to be able to drive these cars and then review them. And that's just off the strength of just being social and going to events and just being in the right place, right time sort of deal. You know, and then also, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. So
that is freaking amazing. Yeah. Like, I would love to do something like that. How do you really get into that though? You just kind of started putting yourself out there, and just the social media presence is what got the attraction?
Yeah, so I started my social media channel just 10 years off of I was just interested. You know, I didn't really have a purpose. I just wanted to do it.
Right.
And then, as you know, they kind of say the rest is history. I've been putting in the work for 10 years, and I've kept growing my following, and here I am 10 years later. And it's always one of those things where anytime I had an opportunity to be in a room with people that I felt I could, improve myself on, like my guy at Nissan, to be able to drive cars like this, and all the other brands, I just took those opportunities as I was presented.
And that's like truly such an inspiration, just to like hear that you just kept going with it and you just didn't give up. Like, you just put yourself in the right places, and now you're like getting rewarded for it.
I think
that's like a lot of courage for sure to put yourself out there like that.
Yeah, so. I think the problem though with a lot of people, particularly our generation, is that we give up too easy.
Oh yeah.
Once you face a little bit of triumph and a little bit of hardship, people will just like give up on the idea altogether. And it's like, man, I hate to use the cliche of it, but Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right. Yeah.
So nothing that you're gonna do in life is gonna happen overnight. Even in 5 years, you have to be willing to put in that effort and that time, and don't put yourself under a time constraint either.
Right.
So
exactly.
That's my motivational.
I like it. It's nice to hear it. I want to like do more than just review the car. I want to interview the person behind the wheel, because they have a story as well. So I'm gonna do a couple pulls or whatever. Yeah. Don't do anything crazy, because like I get nervous when I'm not the one driving.
This car is not sketchy.
Yeah, it's very good at handling.
Yeah,
yes.
It's very controlled.
65 horsepower. They're all-wheel drive, and they're just fun cars. So we're gonna switch the camera around and let him do his thing. Scared. Oh my gosh. We gotta do another one facing my face.
Alright.
I was scared. Man.
So that's launching.
The BRZ is slow.
I mean, a lot of things are slow in comparison to this when it comes to launch control.
Man, I gotta see what my heart rate's at on the Apple Watch. We can just turn around and do it the other way again. Hold on.
Oh, that's a cop.
That's a cop where?
Over there.
Oh gosh. Oh, yeah, no, don't do anything crazy right now. Yeah. Just drive normal. Yep. Inconspicuous right now. Where's he at? I'm so nervous now. I'm like, he's coming after us.
No, he didn't see us.
Man. He probably wouldn't be fazed by it, honestly,
Yeah, he probably like, that was cool.
He's like, wish my car could do that.
What's crazy is we didn't really go.
Yeah, we didn't do anything crazy. I still got scared.
Right here. Oh
gosh. a very dramatic person. I don't know if you knew this about me. Okay, I'm so scared. What if the cops like right there? Oh my gosh.
That was just 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, the BRZ does not do that.
60 mile an hour, but that's all right. That's not that fast.
It's like 10 seconds for the BRZ with the tunes and everything. So
this thing's a lot of fun. It's very controllable. It's very docile when you want it to be. Like right now, in order to do launch control, you have to have all three of these switches down here on the bottom. Flip left suspension. The other one's for transmission. And once you have all of those red, that's when you can do launch control. So you put your foot on the brake, you hold the brake, and you put your foot on the accelerator, and then it'll bring the RPMs up to 4 grand. And you just let go of the brake, and you launch the car. So you can do it in manual, where you can paddle shift it yourself, or you can let the automatic do it, which I tend to do because it'll shift it like it's supposed to. You won't worry about hitting the limiter and then falling on its face, because it will do that. But yeah, I mean, it's a otherwise very comfortable car to drive. If you switch these all off, it'll shift into 6th gear before 35 miles an hour. Like it's it's actually a very practical supercar if you want to say that. It'll get 20 plus miles per gallon. It's not a big tank, so you don't have to worry about spending a lot on fuel. Every time I fill it up, I think the most I've spent putting 93 in is $55, which is not that much.
wow.
I mean, it's a lot still. It shouldn't be that much right now with gas prices.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Would you recommend this car as a like? Okay, that says it all. And this car is like, would it be a good daily, or would it be a good just like weekend car?
No, honestly, that's like I said, that's the beautiful thing about this car. Like, it actually has practical aspects to it.
Right, and it has back seats.
It has
all that.
kind of a practical back seat, but like I said, it gets good fuel economy. The seats, as you can imagine, like you sitting in them, they're comfortable.
Oh yeah, very comfortable.
The car is comfortable when you have everything in comfort mode. It has a good usable trunk, so you can go to the store with it.
Grocery getter.
And it gets good fuel economy, so you can actually road trip it and not worry about, stopping every 100 miles to fill it up. It has practical tendencies, in my opinion. It's on the cheaper end of the supercar spectrum. This one's $123,000. I mean, it's still a lot of money, but when you compare it to other cars in the class and its capabilities, I mean, it's up there still. Even for a car that's been around for a long time. This car's been out since 2009, basically, and it hasn't changed much.
Right. They kind of just kept the same features with it, because I mean, if it's already good, why change it? You know what I mean? It's not broken, don't fix it.
Exactly.
So
that's the thing Nissan's kind of gone by. The only thing they've done is add a little more horsepower, and they changed the styling of the exterior just a little bit. I think the next model year, 2024, is probably the biggest aesthetic change.
Oh really? Okay, I gotta look into that.
But it also might, I don't quote me on this, but it might be the last year, I don't know. But from an aesthetic point of view, it is the biggest change of all of them in the last however many years it's been. But I've enjoyed myself having it. I've gone and done North Georgia up in the mountains with it yesterday.
Oh gosh.
It was a lot of fun. Even though it's all-wheel drive, there was a couple times coming out of some pretty tight turns where it actually oversteered. Ooh. And the rear end came out from, like, around me, which was kind of cool. But
kind of scary.
No, I mean, when you get acclimated with a vehicle to a degree, I mean, you become one with it, and so I was able to correct it, and I didn't lose it, and it was good. So
oh yeah, that's the experience with driving, I would say, is like, for car enthusiasts, is becoming one with the vehicle. You have to find the right car for you, but feeling like it just fits in your hands or whatever it is.
Right.
But
the problem, I think, with a lot of people with cars like this is that they get overconfident.
Oh yeah.
And then they think they can do whatever just because the car is what it is.
Yeah. And
then they try to go do something crazy, and then that's how you see all these people wreck these cars. And it blows my mind because, I have old vehicles that don't have any of these new things like traction control and ABS and any of that kind of stuff. And I drive those cars perfectly fine. So when I get in these, I'm not even phased. It's not even an issue for me.
Yeah.
And people get overconfident and they think they can do everything before they get used to the vehicle. And then these vehicles, even though they're pretty tame, they can still bite you.
Totally. Yeah, you can't have so much confidence in a vehicle that, it's still, made by man, and we make mistakes. And overall, though, Nissan, I would say, does a very good job with their sports cars. Like, they may not be the fastest, like you've said, but they definitely hold their own, and quality is there. where Nissan, you can, you know, tune them, throw mods on it. There's such a huge aftermarket,
Oh yeah.
you know, opportunity for these vehicles as well. I'm like a big fan of Nissan, so I'm kind of like repping for Nissan here. So I feel like my review is kind of biased on this, but at the same time, it's like you like what you like, and you know that, you know, I'm a JDM person, and I think I'll always be a JDM person.
Yeah,
I'm very happy with these types of vehicles, and I would definitely want to own a GTR one day, you know, in the future here.
The good thing is they've been around for a long time, so you know you don't have to necessarily worry about one of those vehicles where they've only made them a few years, low production numbers. You're not going to be able to buy one. They've been making them for well over 10 years now.
Right.
So you know, while obviously older ones will be less horsepower, less tech, whatever the case may be, they're more or less the same architecture. And like you said, there's a huge mod community for these since they've been around for a long time. So it doesn't take much to find an older one that's maybe been, you know, unabused, that's stock, that you could turn around and then mod to compete with what a new one would be able to do.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
there's plenty of opportunity to be an old one. It's definitely not an unattainable car.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Did you have
thank
fun?
you. Yeah, I did.
Were you really scared or just a little bit scared?
I was pretty scared. I
Really?
still, yeah,
That was
I'm
nothing.
still like a little shaky from it.
Oh,
That was
good
nothing.
grief. That was so you couldn't have gone on the mountain with me yesterday.
Oh no, I would have been holding the handle the whole time, screaming.
It's fun, but it wears off very quickly because it's just so controlled.
Yeah.
There's no anything to worry about unless
Yeah.
it's wet out. Just not, you know, it's always going to do the same exact thing every single time. You don't have to fight it. You're not going to worry
Yeah.
about losing it,
Oh yeah.
which is good to a degree.
It's a controlled driving experience
For
than
sure.
rear wheel drive, where you take off traction control and you can spin out, and it's a lot
Exactly.
scarier. I've done that in the BRZ.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what I was doing. I had first got the car, and
Well, it's still here, so you didn't wreck it.
yeah, almost.
Oh, well.
Almost a few times.
There you go. I
That's
mean,
before anything was done to it.
I think everybody has had those experiences. I mean,
Yeah.
I've almost done that with my car, and it's a learning experience. So, you know.
It's a scary one, and then you're like a little traumatized after, and you're like, okay, I don't want to do that again.
Right.
So, yeah.
Anyways, well, this has been fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Glad I was able to help.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Nissan.
Thank you, Nissan. Thanks for the GTR. It's been great.